Hey guys, and welcome back to Friday Night
I just
Talks.
scored.
Oh, alright.
Hey.
Okay, well, welcome back to Friday Night Talks. This is the second episode, and we are not on Minecraft. We are cool.
In the flesh. In the
Yeah,
flesh.
I mean,
Two dumbass
mm,
teens chatting
yeah,
shit.
yeah, bro. Oh, so the first episode had a bit of problems with lag. What are you laughing at?
Saw myself in my camera.
This is weird. We haven't done this.
I
No.
know. I'm not used to not being a Minecraft skin.
No, the first episode did have a bit of lag in it, and we're gonna hopefully get that sorted so it's, a lot more clean. But for now, you're gonna have to deal with our faces instead. So, episode 2, we're gonna be going over pet peeves. This is something
Hell
that we
yeah.
can properly get into. So,
Scream.
bear me out. Bear me out. That's not the right term. Hear me out. If I've got this right, I should. Wait, look at me. Right.
I'm looking at you.
Reddit. No, not you. Right, okay, so we're on Reddit. And this one, getting told to do something you already planned on doing. I don't know whether this bothers you as much as it bothers me, but that would be like, it's like, when you get told, it's like, oh, can you just go do this? And you're like, yeah, I I was already going to do that. And you're like, oh, what are you doing?
I think it bothers me in the sense where it's like, now you think I'm doing it because you wanted me to do it, when it's just like, no, I wanted to. It depends on the context.
Yeah.
Say if I'm about to like do someone a favor and they're like, oh, can you do me like, without them asking, then you're kind of like,
Mm.
oh, can you do me a favor and do this thing for me? And I'm like, oh, well, now I just feel like shit, and like because you've
Yeah.
asked me to do it, and you know, and I
Yeah,
was gonna
no,
do it
yeah.
anyway. But
I think it's definitely the fact that it's like, okay, I was going to do it, but now you've asked me to do it, so now I don't want to do it
yeah, I don't want to
because
do it.
you're
The
telling me
benefit
to,
back is done for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah. What are you crunching on, man? What are you eating?
Bacon Rashers sponsored by
Oh,
Adz&Jay.
man,
I've also bought strawberries because
Oh, this is
sometimes you got
loud.
too much to eat. And sometimes you got too much salty in your life, and I'm not about that. I'm
Like
about that
Adam.
sweet and salty life.
Oh.
Oh,
Mm.
anyway, pet peeves.
Oh, wait, no, not pet peeves just yet. You know what I
Got a
found out?
mukbang, Jamie.
I didn't know this, but the brand Pepsi own Doritos.
Okay.
They actually own the Dorito brand as well as all of the Walker's brand.
That's just ruined my childhood. So
I
thanks
know,
for that.
exactly. I know. Right. Wait. No. Next one on here. Those small and painful as naughty word pimples on the edge of your lip. Eh?
Does it mean like on the corner, like the crease,
I
like
mean,
here?
maybe they're talking
I
about
sometimes,
herpes or
I sometimes get those. Like they're really, really small,
mm.
and they kind of hurt when you're like moving your lips or whatever. But I don't really get them that much. If I'm getting a spot, I get them all the time. When I shave here, I always get them right here,
Oh, I get him
or like
here,
on my
and I
chin.
annoy the hell out of me.
I used to get them on my nose, but then I got them on
Mm.
my chin, and I'm just like, they just don't go away. Like my mum's like trying to scratch them off, and I'm like,
Yeah,
stop.
I don't I
Get
very
them.
rarely get spots, but when I do, they like never go. They stay for
They
like
just don't go
months.
until they just want to leave. It's
Mm.
like, okay, I'm just gonna vibe on my face real quick.
And even when you try like don't pick it, you'll get scars, and then I pick it, and I'm like, oh god, I'm gonna get a scar now, and then it
Oh
goes,
no,
and
I
I'm
don't
like,
worry
oh.
about getting stars. I don't pick
Mm.
them anyway. I just like I full on. I'm like, I'm going in deep boys, and then if Spot just doesn't want to, then doesn't
Yeah,
want to.
right. No, wrong button. I keep doing this. Getting used to it. There we go. Every single. Oh, okay. We weren't really gonna talk about this. Every single idiot protesting these stay-at-home orders. This doesn't really apply now. I don't
I
think anyway.
mean, stay at home or it's not really
We
protesting as
never
much. It's
really
just kind
had
of
them in England, though, did we? We never had we haven't had
well,
any. It's not
not
really
gonna lie to
protests,
you.
no.
it's not protesting. It's just not following the government advice, and
Mm.
it bothers me in the fact where it's like when you ask them about it, why they've like not say like not social distance or like you know
Yeah,
because
yeah.
now you can meet in a group of six or just doing whatever. When you
Mm.
ask them, they might say, "Well, it's the number one thing that bothers me is my body, my choice, or whatever."
Oh yeah,
That
no.
bothers me in the sense that yeah, it's your body and that's cool. You do what you want, but it's not. It doesn't directly just affect your body; it's affecting the whole world. Whole
Yeah,
world's at
yep.
stake in this kind of thing. Where it's like, just do as you're told. Just
Yes, yeah.
honestly, if you want it to end, then just do as you're told and eat strawberries.
Mm. No, I should go get. No, I can't go get strawberries. We don't have any. I already ate them. Right. Um, amaze balls, awesome sauce, and any other stupid phrase that sounds like they were made up by Nickelodeon marketing committee. That's something I know you do.
That's
You just
funny.
blend words together.
No, it doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother me.
Uh,
It's just like, I mean,
it makes me cringe. It doesn't like. It doesn't, like I'm not just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, I really, really hate when you do that. Like, oh,
See,
I'm not
I
one of those
like
people.
to think
Oh, no,
personally I don't have many pet peeves. Like, I'm not really one to always like criticize, other people like in a way that it's like,
it's
okay,
less.
you do this one specific thing that I really don't like. Like, if I don't like you, I'll tell you I don't like you, but that's
It's,
not a pet
it's for
peeve.
me.
So
It's less criticism and more just kind of like there's a general thing that I just don't like, and if anyone does it, it just really annoys me.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
only like a couple. I'm sure we'll get onto them very soon.
yeah, probably. We can also come up with our own fake service dogs. That's the next one down. Fake service dogs.
What, like guard ball? Guard,
No, like
guard
service dogs can mean anything from like I know in Disney World you're actually able to bring your own service, say in service animal, because like somebody brought in a pony or something. But it's
Oh, like emotional support kind of.
yeah, yeah. So so ones that are like that, I can see that. I can see that. If it says like no dogs
I've
allowed
never,
specifically, and you bring a dog in because you're like, oh, it's my service dog, and you don't actually need it.
I've never experienced it. That sounds really, really obscure. Like,
Mm.
but
I have
I
done a few
think
times. I have done a
you
few
have.
times. Yeah, yeah. Like I was out with God, who was it with? There were like three or four of us, and we went past this guy, and he was like, saying like his dog didn't have a service vest on. That's how we knew he wasn't a service dog. And he was saying like, we went up to him like, oh, can we pet your dog? And he's like, no, he's working. He's a service dog. And we're like, no, he doesn't have a vest on. No, he's not. Like, if he's a service dog, he has to have a vest on. Otherwise, he's just a normal dog. Like, we
Yeah,
can pet him with your permission. But I mean, I
yeah.
haven't really encountered it where people get annoyed at it.
I wouldn't call it a pet peeve, and more just kind of like a that just annoys everyone. Like I don't know anyone who
Mm.
wouldn't be annoyed by that. When you're
Yeah, yeah.
making a rule, it's kind of the pet peeve of you make a rule and someone just deliberately breaks it, even though everyone else is following it. I think
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
pet peeve. I think that's the like the guts of
Mm.
that.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's just specifically oh service dogs. Eh.
Yeah, I know, yeah. I can still see people not wanting people to have like fake service dogs or service dogs that aren't really
Yeah, yeah,
necessary.
yeah.
But like the actual use of a service dog is someone who is there to help the person. It doesn't say if they're blind, it's just to help the
Yeah, yeah.
person. So I think that's where the pet peeve actually comes from with that. So
Fairs. Shout out
yeah,
to whoever made that Reddit post.
yeah. The fact that we teach children that hard work means never stopping to take a break. I feel so strongly about this. I'm not gonna go on a rant about it, but I certainly agree with that statement because I've had people who are like, "Oh no, I've got to work really hard. I've got to keep on going," and it's like, but you can take a break. Those are allowed. Like, if it's saying hard work, there is breaks in hard work. That's the whole point.
The main problem I have with this is not that I've personally been taught that. I've just been taught that, like, especially in secondary school, that
Mm,
breaks are okay, and then rewards are okay and whatever for doing your work. But
yeah.
it's really, really difficult to quantify what hard work is because it's not a thing. It's such a broad spectrum. Like
Mm,
hard work for someone can be just doing 30 minutes of revision, which is great. You know, that's
Mm.
hard work. But for someone from an outsider's perspective, that could seem like it's just nothing.
Mm.
And they just, oh, yeah, put in hard work. And it's like, well, what is hard work?
Yeah, it
Like,
depends on the
is it
person as well,
hard
doesn't
for
it?
me? Yeah, is it hard for me? Is it hard for the subject? Or is it like,
Mm.
you know, does it mean doing a 35-minute essay? Does it mean doing like, I don't know, non-stop 7 hours revision? You know,
Yeah, yeah.
it's, I don't know. It's really, really difficult.
Mm. Now this
Chat to
next
you on
one,
more.
this next one, you
Sorry
can't
for that.
actually see this. It's a guy
Oh, crap.
holding a fork like this, and the fork comes out this way. It comes like out here, and he's holding it like this, like digging
Oh,
it
is
in
it the
half
one on
out.
the chain?
Hmm?
Or is it is it bending? Are you saying?
No, no, like when they actually use their knife and fork by having the fork come out this way, and him holding the bottom of the fork and stabbing like this. Like,
Okay.
no, I don't see a problem with it. It doesn't.
It's not a pet peeve. It's just one of those things where it's like, if you want to do it, go ahead and do it. I'm not really that nosy and that kind of thing.
Mm.
But I can understand why it would get on people's nerves, just for the fact of like, depends on what it is. If it's something that's like, you can easily just cut that up, man. Just stop being a weirdo. Like, why
Yeah,
you got to stab it in like caveman style? It, but like, not my business. End of the day, I don't really care.
yeah, yeah. But I saw that one. See, this is the thing. We most of these pet peeves are based on like this guy rotten potatoes. You know, that's his username. But this here is like his pet peeve. Like this does not bother me at all. Like it really doesn't, and I can't. Oh, I knew there was gonna be loads of topical ones, you know, this week. I knew this was gonna happen, but um, without the obvious swearing, which we said we were gonna avoid, people who don't say the flip inside.
What?
People who don't say the flip inside.
Oh, inside. I thought
Yes.
it said flip inside.
No. The people who don't
Guys, we're
say
trying
inside.
not to talk about the COVID
I
situation.
know.
That's the whole point, the premise of this
I tell you
channel.
what.
Come
I tell you
on.
what. For now, everyone that I
Go
see,
on,
I will
COVID.
literally read it and then move on. That's it. I don't because it's not.
It's just not the vibe we're looking for.
Yeah, and that's all
Like,
this
come
seems
on.
to be, you know. But
It's not about forgetting the problem. It's about taking a break from the
mm,
problem. It's like what we said earlier. Hard work is great, and focusing on the world situation is great, and doing your bit to help the world is
yes,
awesome.
yeah,
But don't stress yourself out by doing it. It's just
yeah,
so
yeah.
dumb. How can you help when you're just not in the right mindset? Like, do what we do and just vibe on a Friday night and eat strawberries.
People who walk side by side and block the sidewalk so that no one else can walk by.
Mamma mia!
That's kind of a problem. See, that's the thing. It's often the same thing as well with like having three people because of the
Oh
of
yeah,
the
the
pathway
sun
not
gets
being
left
big enough.
out.
Yeah,
Oh.
and I hate it. And I always used to do it. And I always used to like walk on the edge of the road because I was just like I don't want to be left out. Oh, whatever got hiccups. That's
Yeah,
not a
yeah.
good idea. But you know, I can see that if you're doing it
Mhm.
purposely, like knowing like there's a bike behind you that's trying to get past, and you're just like, oh, we're walking, you know. But I see this is the thing. I don't struggle with too many pet peeves. You know, it's not.
That
Mm,
one does it. It's not a pet peeve I've really thought about, but it's one that I personally would get on my nerves. Say
mm,
if two people are walking that way and you're in it too, and they just don't like, they just continue like marching
yeah,
strong and they're like flipping army structure,
yeah.
and then you're like, okay, well now I'm gonna have to go single file. And then you go single file, and they just like don't even bother going single file as well. So then, oh, it's just
You know when
inconsiderate.
you're like walking, when it's just one person and one person at the other side, and you walk, and you're walking in the same direction, and then
Yeah.
you like go left to go like past them, and you expect them to go right or the other way around, but instead you go left and then they go towards you as well, so you're still going head on with the person, and then it's like an awkward game, like oh,
That's
haha.
okay. It's over consideration. It's typical British courtesy. And you know, it's one of those like things that you can laugh about and go, ha ha ha, we
Oh
just did
god.
something stupid.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you go home and you bitch about it to your missus and be like, oh my fuck.
Right. So there was this guy. He didn't move out the way.
I was so considerate, and he was like, oh my god, oh, what is wrong
He
with the
wasn't
world? What?
drinking tea and he didn't move out the way. How British is he? Really? Come on.
Didn't even have any crumpets.
God. Oh. Um. Okay. Well, this is just blatantly an ad, so we're moving right past it. What? Okay. Okay. Um. The toilet roll holder. When it runs out, usually the person would switch it. Um.
If you're about to say what I think you're about to say.
This is this is a person who didn't take off the roll, but put the other roll on top of the old roll and didn't take it off. And
You are scum.
that's
That
so
one's
good.
not happened. But it's when the person uses it all before you and they don't change it. It's like,
Yeah, and it's like
what?
it takes
It's
no
2
time, man.
seconds. And in my
Yeah, yeah.
household, it feels like I'm always the one who changes them, and it's like
Mm,
become my job. And I'm like, and it annoys me more when they leave like a little sheet of it, like a little shred of toilet paper, and you're like, so you didn't want to change it, so to stop you from feeling bad, you left a little slither
yeah,
of
yeah.
toilet paper on there. It's a bit like in the milk, in the milk carton, where you just like leave a
Oh,
little bit.
that yeah. When I'm
It's
like,
like, well,
oh,
can't make a coffee with that.
I had this with my brother actually. It's the same sort of situation. So when I eat bacon, I very much like streaky, like crunchy bacon, especially when it's smoked. I love smoked bacon. It's great. We got a pack of smoked bacon. My brother literally left one piece of bacon, one tiny strip of bacon in it. And I was like, well, I'm not gonna eat it now, am I? Because there's only one
In it,
left.
if
You
you
may
want
as
a
well just
meal,
use it. Yeah.
you're gonna have the entire thing, and it's like saying, well, then you can't blame me for eating it all. It's like, well, you're even more of a bitch now.
Yeah. Because you left me with not enough. But, oh,
You couldn't be
nah.
asking for that either.
Right. Next, what we got? People who don't seem to understand that not panicking during. Oh, for God's sake. No.
No, no, COVID-19.
When people come into my room and shut off my fan because it's warm enough in here. I've never had this, but I've had.
England, never warm enough.
Yeah, exactly. It's it's very rare that I have my fan on. I have my fan on most nights now, but it's like I don't really have it with the fan. But I'll just come in and go, "Oh, it's dark in here. You should open your curtains." And I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm all right. But
Yeah, man.
that one doesn't really seem to be. Oh,
It does
okay,
look
right.
like.
Here's gonna be a good one. Throwing cigarette butts on the ground. Hmm.
I don't smoke. Hey.
I don't like.
Hmm.
You know how most guys say like they don't like a girl who smokes. That's very it's very opinionated, but
Yeah.
I get the same
Okay.
thing where it's like, okay, I get you want to smoke, I get all that, but why then just throw it on the ground? Like, why would you do that? Especially when most of the smoking areas, especially where they actually have like the cigarette trays on the top of them,
Yeah,
they're a
yeah,
bin
yeah.
as well.
Yeah. They're on bins, and they're actually all on bins now, like
Yeah.
separate, like circular, like kind of ashtray kind of things.
Mm,
It would annoy me if I saw someone do it, but it doesn't
mm.
annoy me when I just see it because I'm thinking, you know what, and
I have the
I
same
pick up
with
litter
gum on
box,
the
but
ground as well, though. And when I see people actually spit their
I
gum on the
understand
ground,
gum
I'm
on
like,
the
what are
ground.
you doing?
I've never
Why?
witnessed that. That's just like minging. Like, what happens if an animal comes and chews that and like just, I don't know, freaking dies? Like,
What? You say it like that, but yeah, that's very true.
it's
Like,
just one of those things where you put it in the wrapper, or you put it in the bin, or you just
yeah, yeah,
continue. Like, continuing to chew it is not an inconvenience to you.
exactly. Yeah, that's the main problem I have with it. It's not an inconvenience, so why make it one?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, what we got here? Saying would have instead of would have. I feel like this is an American post. Not gonna lie.
Get over yourself. Contractions are a part of modern day life. Yeah.
I
Would
use
have,
a
would
lot.
have.
I use a lot of things like that. Was like would have. In fact,
Would have does.
would have is a word. Is in
Yeah,
would
it's the
apostrophe
contraction for
ve.
would have.
Yeah, it is. It
Yeah.
is actually a word, which is, funny because it's not would of. It's would have, which is a
None of them
word.
really. If I can understand what you mean, then
Mm.
there's no problem. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, like if
Mm.
you mash two words together that like make no sense whatsoever, and I have no idea, then I'm gonna be like, "What are you doing?" Like, just say it
Oh, they're
as
not
it
for
is,
real. Wait.
Yeah. Okay, cocky then. When you're having a conversation with person A, person B barges in, but only to speak to person A, edging you out of what was your conversation. Okay. So basically,
I've got
that's
to
saying
really think about that.
exactly, yeah. Um,
That was. These are really specific. Like these are people just
yeah.
wanting to vent on Reddit. Clearly,
Which
that
is
is fine.
fine, obviously.
It's
It makes
okay.
sense. But it's just still a bit weird. It's like I'm gonna
Got to
tell
like
everyone
mix
about this very
it
specific thing that I don't like, so that everyone else knows about it. It's like, okay, well,
and
no one
expect
cares,
people to.
so yeah.
Right, I'm going to imagine it now. I'm talking to someone. I'm vibing. It's a Friday night talks kind of thing. Someone barges in. Yeah, what's up? And then they kind of like
Yeah, but it's
ask you a question.
it's not it's so basically saying like you were talking with someone, then another person started having a conversation
Interrupt.
with that person, and you weren't involved in it. Like you were just completely taken out of it. And you're like, what the hell? I was talking to them. You know.
I'd be
Um.
more annoyed at the person I was talking to rather than the person who barged in.
Mm,
Because if the person I'm talking to can clearly just say, "Hold on a second,"
yeah.
like just chill, like for a sec, like I'm talking to someone clearly. But if they like choose to exit the conversation and start like gibber gabbering with like Diane from across the road or whatever,
Yeah.
then like I'm gonna be a bit miffed because it's almost like picking favourites of like, oh, I don't like this conversation. I prefer what this person's talking about, so you can be put on hold,
Mm.
and I'm gonna just talk to this bitch. Like
Because what are you doing?
I've already said that word once in the
Oh,
video.
never mind. I didn't realize. Okay, never mind. Oh well. Right.
Sorry.
When family members leave the door open when leaving your room. Right. Hmm. So,
Why does this happen?
what? How is it so hard to close a door?
It's worse when they try to close it and it's like a smidge up and it's just like
See, my door
shut up.
doesn't do that because of my carpet. For some reason, my door doesn't like shutting with it. So they like pull it tall, and I'm like, you could. It's just one more like little pull, and it would be totally fine. But no.
It's like why? It's like they think they're gonna like. It's like they want to check up on you and what you're talking about. Like, say
Yeah.
if you're on
Yeah.
Xbox, they just leave the door open. It's kind of like, well, I'm not going to fall for that. I'm just going to close my door again, but that means I've got to get up. And it's like,
Oh yeah, that's the most
it
annoying bit.
doesn't
Yeah.
do anyone anything. Just close the
Mm,
door. If
I
you're a
can definitely.
parent and
Yeah.
you're watching this, I mean, nobody watches this anyway, but like, just
I don't know
close the
what you're
door,
talking
man.
about. Shout out, Jack.
No,
Woo.
but honestly, it genuinely makes me sad. Just close it. It doesn't make me angry. It just makes me like, just
Yeah. No.
close the
Yeah.
door,
It,
please.
it it's not a hassle to close it. It's like you're making it a big thing by not
And that's
shutting it.
the
Like
thing. Yeah, it's not a hassle, so that's why it annoys me. It's kind of
yeah,
like it's not a hassle, but now it is.
you've made it into a hassle, and that's why I'm sad. Yeah. Uh. Um. Websites that store a paragraph with a read more link and you're directed to another page. Ooh. I
That
can see
doesn't.
that. No,
Go.
no, no. When you're reading through something and then it's like, oh, click here to read more, and then it loads up another web page, and you're like, drop down
It
box,
annoys me
isn't
in
it?
the sense where it's kind of like I've got if it like sets you to the top of the page of the article or whatever.
Hmm.
It's kind of like, oh, I've just got to read all the like first bit of information. Oh, I've got to scroll
Yeah.
past it again. And like, I'm a busy guy, don't have time to read your article about like X Factor auditions or whatever. I don't have time to read all that again. And it's just kind of like I just
Yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to just know the information, but it
What?
doesn't
See,
like. Really
I feel the same with like long articles. Like I'm not one for reading. I don't read very often at all.
Yeah.
And the core idea of sitting and reading through thousands of words just to get to the bottom of the line where it's like, oh, and then, this happened, which is
Yeah.
what I
Just
titled it
to get to
as.
the headline.
It's like, I don't want to listen to all this. I really don't. Like, I'd rather it be. That's why, like, on my phone, I don't read through. Like, I get notifications about what happened in news, like recently, where the SpaceX launch, which was awesome, you know, and that is, I think, a great thing. But
Yeah.
it literally said SpaceX launch successful. That was it, and I was like, okay, cool, that's sick.
I know
Like,
the information. I don't need to read anymore. If I wanted to know details, I'll
mm,
look on an article. But and that's why I like the ones where there's an article, but it'll put the key information in bold or like a quote or
yeah,
something.
yeah,
And it's kind of like, okay, I know what I'm looking for. I know where
yeah,
I'm going to
yeah,
get the information. But if I'm having to read through all of it just to find the information, like
mm,
the headline is kind of grab me in and just kind of gone, do you want to read this?
yeah,
It's kind of like, well,
yeah.
I want to know how it ends, but I don't want to like, I don't know. Our generation is just completely lazy.
I have done that, I've actually gone on to pages and gone, oh, this is interesting, and then I go onto it and see how much writing's on it. I'm like, find out later, and I just don't go back to it because I'm like, I don't want to read all that, man.
Yeah.
So I can see how that could be a massive pet peeve for some people.
Mhm.
Um, oh god, websites that lock out due to inactivity when you're midway through a job application. We can't really comment on this.
We're lazy. We don't have jobs.
Both of us, fully
Still in
employed.
education, boys.
Way, you know. But no, I can see it in some applications. Like when you're we're gonna take it on the gaming route. I don't like timeouts on games. Especially when games it's like, oh, you generate money over time, and then you're sat there going, okay, I'll leave it and I'll go get a drink. And it's like you were kicked for an activity, and I'm like,
Oh yeah, I can
what?
understand it on online games or something. Where it's
Hmm.
kind of like matches ended, I'll boot you. But when it's like you just go to have dinner or something and you just pause it, thinking it's gonna be okay, and it's just says you like straight up booted. It's kind of like,
I have
why?
that with COD
What's the
games quite often
reason?
actually, because their timeout is like really short. So like, you'll sit there and then you'll go. I don't know. I go downstairs to get a drink, and then I come back up and it's like you were booted for an activity, and I'm like, what? I
What
was
does it
still in
matter
the
about the
match.
method?
Hmm. Understandably, if I wasn't there the whole game, or if I wasn't there for even half the game, then yeah, kick me. But if I'm not there for the
Yeah,
first 20
yeah,
seconds,
but
do not kick me. It's
yeah.
stupid.
It's only the first of the match. It's kind of like it's the same with Battlefront 2.
Hmm.
If you're not there for like the first kill of the match, they just boot you, and it's kind of like, well, I could be talking to like my mum or something. I could be like, I could be doing so many obscure things.
The first
It's kind
kill
of
of the
like,
match.
yeah,
That is
the first kill.
unbelievable. Because what if you
Well, the
get a
first
kill
kill on
right at
both
the
sides.
start?
Someone has
Oh,
to
okay.
die on both sides first, but like, it's pretty, still done pretty stupid.
Hmm. Oh,
That
yeah,
makes
no, I
sense.
can see that, yeah. Ugh, why is that? Stop with the ads. Um, oh, I get this one. I understand this one. When you see, oh no, that's not see. Read, Jamie, stupid dyslexia. When you hear a big bug flying around your room, but you can't see it. I get annoyed at this because it's like I don't really get flies like in my room, but when I do, I'm like, where the fuck are you? Because you're not meant to be in it. Oops.
Oh,
Oh, oops.
ah, we came in so strong. Second video, and we already dropped the F bomb, boys.
Damn it. Oh well.
I guess we're forgetting about that pet peeve because of that.
Yeah.
Next one, though. I don't relate to the fly one. I don't get it.
No, I just. Okay. When someone tells me they're leaving shortly and 45 minutes later they're still home, I have this with you quite often. When I'm at yours and then it's like, oh yeah, I probably should get going, and then another hour goes by and I'm like, I probably should get going. I,
What?
I don't know how much you heard of that. Um, when oh Jesus Christ, stupid memory. Um, when someone tells you that they're leaving shortly and then 45 minutes later they're still there. It's not really a pet
In
peeve,
what?
but I've definitely had that with you. You know, and I'm like,
In
oh, I
what
should.
context?
Um, let's say like if I'm at yours
Is it
and I'm
like,
like,
say if you're meeting someone and then they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna leave to meet you very soon," and you're waiting for them, and then in 45 minutes they're still in that place, and that would annoy the hell out of me.
oh yeah, I don't think it means in that. I think it means in like a like leaving to go home,
Hmm.
and they're like, okay, I'm leaving in about 45 minutes, and then like a full hour and a half later they're still there, and you're like, you were meant to be. Oh god, hiccups, go away. You were meant to be leaving. What you're doing here, sort of thing. So I think that's what it means. I don't know though. I don't know what it could. See, because that's very
Hmm.
vague.
If this, it depends. If we're talking like the around my house, I don't really care when they leave. If they want to stay for another 45 minutes on top of what they said,
Hmm.
then I'm not gonna be like, "Ah, you,"
Yeah.
like, because you just want to vibe, and then an extra 45 minutes, an extra 45 minutes end of the day. It's not
Yeah. Yeah.
like you're in a friendship, not like a clinical kind of. We're gonna time everything you say,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Um. Something I just thought would be a cool thing to bring up. Yes, it's not a pet peeve. We might as well talk about it. Um, Fortnite's end. The event has been delayed by another week for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, the season isn't happening until like the 17th now,
Yeah.
or something like that. And it was originally meant to happen. Well, not originally, but the second time round is meant to happen the 4th of June. Then it was
Yeah.
the 11th of June, and now it's the 17th on a Wednesday.
So I think they've done it because they know people are obviously in they're social distancing. They're keeping it at home. But I don't know why, because surely if it's like, okay, they're at home, why don't we start a new season? Because then loads of people will be playing it and they won't be bored. Why would they delay it? Unless they
See,
don't
I
have the people.
think it's either because they don't have the people, like the staff, to keep
Mm.
the servers running and everything, or it's because um they know people might be out, or people won't be thinking about playing a
Mm.
video game. People might be out, whilst they can exercise. People are out protesting now,
Yeah.
and I think it is heavily to do with the protesting. They're thinking there are more important things at the moment than video games, and I know that sounds really stupid for people who are like gamers like we are, but
Yeah. Either
a
that.
lot of people aren't going to be wasting their time with video games at the moment. Not because they don't want joy, but because there's issues that need to be focused on. And I think Fortnite or Epic Games have been thinking, well, if we put out a new season and all this marketing, A, who's going to see it and who's going to care about it? B, we're just making one big distraction from the really important issues going on in the world.
Yeah. Either that, or they're playing it. It's going to be completely different to what you just said. But either that, or they're playing it really, really cleverly, where they're going, okay, well, how about this? We're just going to keep delaying it, so you're anticipating it, and you're like, oh wow, it's going to be in. And it's like, actually, no, it's not. It's going to be an extra 4 days
Because,
after that.
in my opinion, Fortnite fans aren't like that. They just get angry if they don't get their way.
Yeah.
The
Oh
Fortnite
yeah,
community
yeah.
is it's not toxic, but it's very impatient. And if things
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
happen at a certain speed that Epic have set for themselves,
Mm.
like they've set that barrier. They've not made promises, but they've set an expectation of new content, new season. This is when it happens. People
Yeah.
just get miffed at the end of the day, and they have a right to get miffed. If you keep things at a certain
Oh.
rhythm and you break that rhythm not only once but 3 times,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
people
No,
can just
yeah.
go, "Well, I'm going to play it at launch then," because why should I?
Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think, oh, I keep bringing up the top bar. Stupid computer doesn't want to work for me. There we go. Right. So I think, because as you said, yeah, the Fortnite community is like they get very angry when things don't go right. Like way way back when the double pump was removed, and everybody was so like absolutely annoyed at it. You know, and I think that is definitely the same sort of aspect where it's like, okay, well, you're mad at us for changing the game, but we need to change it so that you'll keep playing it. You know,
Yeah, because otherwise people would just be like, "Oh, why is Epic? Why is he still in the game?"
it's
They're
yeah,
a remarkable gaming company in the fact that they built something that was just so big so quickly. But by
mm,
doing that, they're bound to crash and burn sometime because the fan base is just
the fan base has already
so
dropped
hit
off
and
anyway, hasn't it?
miss. Well, not just that; it's so hit and miss. You got everyone's so passionate about what they want, and it's always one side or another. Like with
Mm.
double pump, I want double pump. I also don't want it. If you keep it, I'm going to moan about it. But if you get rid of it, I'm going to moan about it. And Epic just have to make those kinds of decisions sometimes. Well, most of the time.
And I think what goes on as well is that it's like I can hear that.
Yeah, it's you know what? I'm just gonna get
I
rid of
think
the
it's
top.
like you know, they'll moan if it's taken out because it's like, okay, well, I like it, but then they'll be like, oh, you know, if they didn't take it out, I'd be like, oh, why are you keeping it in the game? I keep dying to it,
That's such an OP mechanism, guys. That shouldn't be in the game. That breaks a game. And it's
even
just
though
kind
if
of like,
you know they're using it, it's totally fine.
yeah, yeah, it's like a childish kind of thing.
Yeah. There's also there's something I did want to think about because as as you've already declared, not many people watch these anyway, but the people who do, and I know
What's up?
Jack will definitely comment on this.
What's up, Jack? You wanna make me-
I have some Terraria videos planned. Like they've actually been recorded, and I can put them out. And I just wanted to know if you guys actually wanted me to put them out or not. And I know Jack will respond, but if you other guys could, that would also be great. Anyway, we've gone really off track. Let's go.
Yeah, with the Fortnite rant and a selfless plug.
Yes. Okay. Um, people who think they're alpha males because they troll on Reddit, YouTube, etc.
What? Dog, like, too specific. No one thinks they're an alpha male just because they're trolling. They find it funny because you think they're an alpha. You think they're trying to be an alpha male,
Yeah,
when in reality they're not trying to be anything.
and
So
they're
by
just
doing that,
yeah.
you are giving them the ammunition.
You are
You're
calling
making
them the alpha male, therefore they are making themselves the alpha male because you're letting them. Ugh.
they don't even want to be the alpha male. They just want to have a joke or troll or whatever, and
Mm.
then people are like, "Oh, you just want to be the alpha male." And they probably finds it funnier because it's like, "No, I'm not. I'm not that clever."
Yeah, it's like, oh, all I did was this, and you're giving me all this. You know, I can. I
All
don't
this
know.
attention.
That's all we all want, isn't it? Attention.
I
Right.
know.
What we got? Uh, living with someone who makes 2 toasts every morning and then consistently only eats one.
Man, let's move
Um,
out or confront them. Just don't go to Reddit. Reddit doesn't. Not that the Reddit doesn't care. Not many people on Reddit will relate.
yeah, maybe they're making it for you. Maybe they made two. I'm like, oh, I'll save that for them. You know, they might be hungry when they wake up.
Consider it.
Yeah.
Well, if they're consistently eating one, that would annoy me because it's like, well, why are you doing that? Like, you're
It'd
wasting
annoy
the
me. Yeah,
bread.
yeah, that's why it would annoy me, because it's a waste of bread. That's why it
It's
would
a waste
definitely
of
annoy me,
bread,
yeah.
extra power. It's just kind of like, why?
Hmm.
And if they leave it as well, they leave the toast, like the one piece on the table. That would
Yeah.
annoy me. But it's one of those things where it's like, that's a real pet peeve. It's a petty peeve where it's kind of like, instead of posting about it, you should probably just talk to the person and they'll probably just stop because it's a little thing.
It's not a pet peeve, it's a petty peeve. That's gonna be
Trademark.
that is so gonna be in the title. Right, okay. Let's carry on. When people try to be inspirational on social media, but have spelling mistakes.
That's not a pet peeve. That's hilarious.
Oh,
Hilarious.
that's
You know when they put
great.
on your or something, or like,
Yeah. That's like that's like if big names like let's say like the Rock, Dwayne Johnson, he posts an Instagram and in the in his the description it's like, oh you know you guys are really positive, you know, keep it up, and then he spelled keep Keap on accident or something stupid like that. And I'm telling you, every single person would absolutely slate him as like, oh, why did you spell it as why did you spell it with an A? And it's like, it's just
just
hilarious,
kind
isn't
of
it?
it's just funny, but it's not a pet peeve. That shouldn't annoy you.
If that
That's
annoys you, then you're the petty one. Like that is another example. I think we have to set out if we class them as like petty peeves or like actual pet peeves.
yeah.
Because that is most definitely a petty peeve. If you get annoyed at someone for having a spelling mistake, Like if they're
Yeah,
spelling it completely and
yeah.
you can't
Like, don't get
understand
annoyed
it,
with them. Correct
no.
them. Who cares? But like, don't get like, don't let that anger you. Like,
Being angry at someone for spelling the
yeah.
word obscure wrong. It's like,
Don't let
who
it ruin
cares?
your day.
Yeah. Okay, God.
They can't spell. You can. Like,
When a mobile site insists that you need to open the app, oof. I don't know whether you've ever experienced this. I definitely have. I've just looked at my light and I'm now blind. That's fine. Um, so I've had this strangely with Reddit. I'm on my phone and I'll be looking through like I'll try to find a problem. I'm looking like okay, why is this stopped working or something? And it'll take me to a Reddit page, which Reddit pages are great for doing that. You know, they absolutely help it perfectly. But when it goes onto it and it's like, do you want to open the Reddit app or do you want to continue on Chrome? And then I continue on Chrome and it'll
uh,
bring it up again. And it's like, do you want to continue on the
every
Reddit
time
app? And I'm like, okay. I click the Reddit app and then it takes me off of the subreddit. So I don't know what subreddit it is. It's just taking me to Reddit and I'm like, that doesn't help me. Like at
I
all.
honestly, I have no patience for that kind of stuff.
I don't know whether you have any any opinion on that. I was very quick to jump on my opinion of it.
And it's one of those things. It's again. I know I'm really, really boring with pet peeves. Doesn't
Mm,
annoy me. It's just a mild inconvenience in my life. It doesn't really anger me. I don't really use these kinds of things that have apps much.
yeah,
I use the apps, but yeah, it's annoying. I guess.
yeah.
Shout
Right.
out to those who get annoyed by it.
Continuing with the shout out.
Yeah, man.
As soon as we've already broke it, I'm just gonna. When people justify asshole behavior by saying it's how they are. Ooh, that's a good one. Um, I.
Ever heard of self improvement?
Yeah, it's like
Well, that's
the other
how I
thing with
am.
people. I'm not about like zodiac signs. Like I know.
Let me blame it on the zodiac. Is
Yeah,
that
and
what
it's
you're gonna
like,
say?
oh, I'm a
Even
Gemini, so
good
I'm
though.
allowed to act like this, and it's like, shut the
I'm
fuck
allowed
up.
to like be a dick. We're not gonna get along, so it's
Oh
already written
God,
in the
I've
stars.
just realized I've just had the cursor placed on your nose this whole time. Oops, not this whole time, but most of it. Oh well.
But I've lost the train. Choo choo.
Oh no,
Oh,
it's
right.
fine.
Let's
It's
do
fine.
three more. I said. Let's do three more.
All right, yeah, that makes sense.
Let's do three more. Let's do three more.
I'm hungry, but I already brushed my teeth.
Eat again and brush
Oof.
your teeth again, dog. If you're really hungry,
Like, see,
you're gonna make the trip.
how many times do you brush your teeth a day?
Three.
3. I only
Yeah.
I will be totally honest. I
Well,
without fail. I will brush my teeth at night. But when I wake up very late. I wake up at like 11, half 11, and by that time it's already time for food. Now I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, I've got to brush after I eat, otherwise my teeth are gonna fucking die. Like I'm not kind of like
no.
that. But
See, with me, it's the other way round. I always do it in the morning because I don't have bad morning breath, but I have a retainer that I have to
oh
put in at
yeah, yeah,
night. So it
yeah.
gets kind of stinky and uncomfortable, and there's like fluids and all sorts
Mm,
of crap. But nighttime, I'm always doing something at night when I'm meant to be brushing my teeth, and I just don't do it.
yeah. See,
I just forget.
as you say, that is literally the opposite of what I do. I sometimes I do get up. I do get up at like 9, maybe even 8. But there are times where I just completely forget, especially at school. Like on a weekday, like, I get up at 6 in the morning, and even then I get myself ready, and then it's like, okay, I've got to eat, and then it's like, oh God, I have to go. I have to go.
Yeah.
So I often
Yeah.
forget in the morning. I try not to, obviously, but I do forget sometimes. So
I just put something that I need in the bathroom, and the night before, I put something that I know I need in the morning, so I have to go in the bathroom, and then I'm like, oh, I may as well just brush my teeth. So I just put my retainer case in there.
that's a good idea, man. That is a good idea. I need to do that.
No, just put
That's
your like full on
I'm actually
backpack
gonna.
in
Well,
there. And
I'm actually gonna write that down in notes. That's
damn,
actually like
life hacks coming episode 3 of Friday Night Talks.
that's so gonna be life hacks is gonna be the next episode. Stay tuned for next week where we
Review
talk
life.
about life hacks, but actual good ones, not like the oh my God, if you uh screw a hole in a bottle of Coke in the lid, then you can just drink it without needing to open the lid. Wow, you
I
know.
replaced my lover with a bucket of ramen.
Oh, those annoy me.
Ramen ones. They just don't work.
Oh, it's just like,
Right?
okay, you're just. I've see. I really want to try it. I do.
No, but I know it's not gonna work.
Yeah, I
Noodles
know.
can't
Yeah.
solve everything.
I mean, they can certainly try. You know.
I mean, I don't mind them trying, but like, I'm not gonna just walk in, start sanding my bloody like super noodles down to my wall.
I think that's the best thing to do. I don't know what you're on about.
Right, but
Or
either one or two. Honestly,
yeah. Let's carry on. Oh, stupid ads. Hoodies that go to a point in the back instead of rounding with your head. I am
what?
uh
What do I do?
there's one here. Hoodies that go to a point in the back instead of rounding with your head. Do you have any idea what that means? I've never had a jumper that goes to a point at the back. Like that's stupid. I think if you have
I'm
that,
confused. I don't know what that means.
I think it's. I mean, if you have that problem, just
I'm sorry for
iron the
your
jumper.
loss.
Like, if it goes to a point, just iron the point out. It's like with creases in trousers. If you don't like creases in your
Uh,
trousers, iron them out. Like,
bother me anyway. This is a hood. It goes on your head anyway.
yeah, it's not meant to be. You can
It
look
doesn't
like
make it
an
uncomfortable.
assassin. That's literally the
Yeah,
point.
yeah. That's it.
Um, how everyone becomes an expert when a crisis happens. Nope, that doesn't count as
No, we're not
one.
doing that. No.
The fake sit,
Final one.
the fake sitcom audience.
Why does that annoy you?
I suppose
Have you
if you
ever
hear
watched?
like right, say you're watching Mrs. Brown Boys, that is obviously filmed in front of was filmed in a live,
Live audience?
a live audience anyway. But just imagine it wasn't, and you heard the same laugh track 3 or 4 times in the episode. Then I'd be sort of like, okay, well you could at least get more laugh tracks, like that could be something better, but
For me, it's part of the sitcom. I don't. Thank you. Um, I don't know if you've ever watched a sitcom without a laughing
oh,
track, but they tell a joke and it's just kind of like, oh, I laughed at that. I'm not supposed to laugh at that because there wasn't a laughing track. And the reason the
mm,
laughing track is there is because usually when there's a sarcastic joke, the characters aren't meant to react to that,
mm.
and you see people instinctively find comfort in laughing at something if someone else is laughing at it, or it becomes funny if someone else
It's
laughs at
like
it.
contagious laughter, isn't it? Yeah, yeah, like someone
Yeah,
else is laughing, you're like, oh, haha, that's funny.
if someone's laughing, you're like, oh yeah, that's funny. I'm allowed to laugh at that. But
Yeah.
if I'm watching a sitcom without a laughing track and the characters just move on as if the joke never
Mm.
happened, then I'm kind of like, oh, that wasn't a joke then.
Yeah.
That wasn't meant to be funny.
I don't like. I see what you mean because I find it very awkward. When like like I do this quite often when we watch Big Bang Theory. We we'll be watching it and I'll laugh at something. I'm like, yeah, I was obviously not like that. I was so fake, but I'd laugh at something and then I'd be like,
Comedy.
why was there no laugh track? Like that was funny. That was a decent joke, but if you're getting annoyed at that
I
for
don't.
having
It doesn't. It
like
wouldn't
that.
annoy me the fact that there was a laughing track. I
Mm.
take comfort in the laughing track as a
Yeah, yeah.
self-proclaimed asshole myself.
Okay, we'll do one more for fun of it. We'll do one more.
I'm doing a drum
I'm not
roll.
even gonna read that one because there's too much writing in it, and I cannot be bothered. People who wait to clean their dishes until almost every dish and silverware in the house is dirty. Hmm.
I've never experienced that, but that would annoy the hell out of me.
See, I
Why?
have that. So
Oh
in my
my
family, there's 6 of us, so it happens a lot. It's not like until every dish. It's like after one meal, the entire kitchen is just full of just like plates and like cutlery and shit because
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
six
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
us. So
Yeah, but that's because of your quantity, not leaving them. Not it's not delaying the fact like I don't want to do the dishes, so
mm,
I'm just gonna keep eating them until I'm forced to do the dishes. It's
yeah,
the fact that
yeah.
if you have a meal and it's like that's a lot of dishes already.
Yeah, yeah. Like I made pancakes for lunch today actually, and it was like I had so much mess afterwards, and I was like, I put most of it in the sink. Obviously, I washed out the pan, the bowl that I mixed it in, things like that, the big things, and then the other things I left them until after I had eaten, and then I came back in. I did them, and I was like, there are other dishes in here. Like they weren't mine, and I was eating late. Like everyone else had gone out, I was eating late, and like there was loads of other dishes, and I was like, huh, why are these still in there? You
Eh?
know, what is this? Okay, well, this one's a bit cutting it only a bit short by about 10 minutes, but that's fine. Who cares? We don't need a time limit.
No, watch the conversation, guys. Don't
Yeah.
take it too seriously.
So, thank you for watching this episode of Friday Night Talks. This has been Pet
Yep.
Peeves. This has been Jamie, and
This has been Ads.
we'll see you guys later in a bit.